Hey guys, welcome back to another Explorer video. We are trying out Simon Nielsen's Boros Heroic deck that he used to finish second, losing the finals to Red Black Vampires in the hands of Seth Manfield in the most recent Pro Tour. With that being said, what an incredible run Simon has been on, top 8ing the last 4 major events, just historical stuff. Absolutely incredible. And I suppose that really shows you that, sure, Magic is a game of variance, but hey, if you are on top of your game, bring the right deck, are very well prepared, you can outbeat that variance. And that's, I think, very inspiring. All right, what do we have in front of us? We have this sort of infect deck of Explorer. This deck is capable of killing on turn 3 by putting Illuminator Virtuoso into play and then just pumping it up with a bunch of Monstrous Rages and via the Connive you get those extra pumps. And yeah, you can just kill on turn number 3 with the right combination of pump spells, which is pretty impressive. Interestingly enough, I have a split of Swiftspears here. Okay, I'll craft the Kanzataki Swiftspear. All right. Yeah, the deck plays Virtuoso, plays District Legionnaire and Monastery Swiftspear and Favored Hoplite. 16 creatures it is. The rest of the deck is pump spells or protection spells and some removals. 2 copies of Reckless Rage. There's some innovations here for sure. Usually you see Soulscar Mage, not in this version. Dreaded Arcanist, not in this version. Usually you have 4 Reckless Rage. Simon just, hey, I don't want 4, I don't need it, I'm just gonna kill my opponents. So just 2 copies of the efficient removal. Also, 4 copies of Loran's Escape. This is a card that Boros Heroic in the past has played like 1 or 2 copies, but not the full 4. Or maybe even like 3 in the sideboard or something like that. Here we see 4 in the main deck, really wanting that hexproof, Phoenix, Red Black, Blue White, they all have some targeted removal or even Supreme Verdict, Path of Peril, Anger of the Gods, where Indestructible comes in handy and hexproof comes in handy against anything that targets like Wandering Emperor and so on and so on. So pretty nice card there. Just doesn't go around Temporary Lockdown, but what does, I suppose. Yeah, so, and with all that, look, Boros Heroic has been a deck for quite a while, but here you see a pro team and one of the best players in the world picking the deck up for a Pro Tour event and making significant changes. Changing this and that slot, here a little bit more, here a little bit less, and that all of a sudden changes the deck and improves it, potentially for the metagame that Simon and the rest of Handshake that played it wanted to aim for. So you can innovate even with decks that are already existing for a long time just by improving them, pretty much. There's always things you can do, really. And that's the great thing about Magic. Like going back to a deck, hey, it wasn't so good in the past, blah, blah, blah. But hey, just still working on it and tuning it and figuring it out and then seeing, oh, actually, if you just change these 10 slots, the deck becomes a lot better. So that's awesome to see. We have a couple of spell lands as well. Spikefield Hazard can be used to pump one of your creatures or just to trigger prowess one more time. Yeah, also just as a cheap removal, of course. Sejiri Shelter is your protection spell. Pretty much the same as God's Willing, just without the scry, but the ability to play it as a land. Defiant Strike, Homestead Courage, Ancestral Anger, Monstrous Rage. Those are like the bread and butter, pump your guys type of spells, the best we got. Cycling is very nice on Ancestral Anger. Defiant Strike keeps the chain going. And Homestead Courage gives you 2 spells, which is awesome. And Monstrous Rage is just a phenomenal card on raid that really put the Boros Heroic deck on the map again since Files of Drain. And then we also have Jegantha, which is always nice to have. I mean, companions come up and grind your games, and just having that extra card available to you is pretty awesome. Playing 28 lands plus those 3, so 21 in total. Sideboard, looking at more Reckless Rage. Of course, the 2 extra copies find themselves in the sideboard, as I mentioned. This card is very good in this deck. All the creatures work with it. Besides, I guess, Illuminator Virtuoso, that one you need to trigger twice the Connive with to have it work with Reckless Rage. And then we have Rending Volley as more interaction for Emalia, or I don't know, yeah, just any of the white or blue creature decks in the format. Light of Hope is your answer to Lockdown, and also a pump spell if you need it. So kind of neat as doubling there. Get Lost, another answer to, of course, the Lockdown, and just any big creatures. Torture Tower, more removal. Damping Sphere, very good against Lotus Field, which is already a good matchup. So you don't necessarily need it. Also, this is Explorer, so Lotus Field is not a thing. But we have decks like Mono Green Devotion with Nyctos and Quintorius, where Damping Sphere is also pretty good. So I'm just going to leave it in the sideboard for now. But notably, there's a huge downside to the card, because it affects your own deck. You try to play multiple pump spells a turn, they get expensive. If you play the first copy, they get more expensive, and so on. So that's not great. Showdown of the Skalds, yes, indeed. For Showdown, this is just a powerhouse of a card in this cheap spell-based deck, where you can really make great use out of, all the abilities, honestly. Exiling the top 4, they're all going to be cheap spells, so you'll be able to cast them next turn. And then when you cast them, you put a bunch of counters on your things, which results in a huge power and toughness swing in your favor, of course, and can really turn around any grindy game. Just an amazing, powerful effect for a cheap deck like this. And with that, also one Sokenzan in the sideboard. I assume because we're adding 4 expensive cards to the deck, we also want to add a land. This is common practice. We're really not seeing that as of late in any of the constructed formats. But I remember playing mono-red aggro way back, and I had, I think, 2 lands in the sideboard, where when I went for like Glorybringer and some bigger creatures, I could board those lands in and become more mid-rangey mono-red deck and less of an aggro deck, which was very good in the mono-red mirrors back then. So that is not something unusual to see. All right, guys, that is Boros Heroic. Let's see how it fares on the Explorer ladder. All right, that's a mulligan. Oof, okay. Opponent also going to 5, so fair game. All right, this seems reasonable. Opponent kept the 5, I guess. We'll just bottom these 2, perhaps. It seems reasonable. Put this on white or red, actually. The deck is pretty evenly split in that regard, making me wonder if I should just hedge and keep the Forge around. Just making sure I have the perfect mana, because I don't want to put the pathway on a color and then draw the other color, Okay, we have a red-white mirror match, apparently. Alright. Let's see who will come out successful here. I mean, we both have a pretty crazy nut draw. Illuminator Virtuoso on turn 2 is probably the best thing I can be doing in this matchup. My opponent having Gleeful into Venerated Loxodon, of course, being the best thing they can do. Yeah. Alright, I'll take 2, go to 16. Do I bluff attack? I don't think that's worth it, because my blocker is actually preventing a damage. Yeah, I don't know. I guess a bluff attack is fairly free, because they can't really block, considering I have like Defiant Strike in my deck, which is a pretty annoying card to block against, because I get a card and kill their 1/2. That's probably not good for me. Oh, okay. Alright, it's just a 4/5 flyer, no Loxodon. Okay. One more card in hand. What is it? Land. Alright. So they have 9 power. Definitely playing this Vantage. This is the best card in the deck. I mean, not the best card, but definitely the best land in the deck. I guess I'll just attack with the Virtuoso, huh? Now I'm wondering if I already made a mistake, because I do have some sorcery pump. Yeah. Was this a mistake attacking first? No. Probably. Oh, shoot. Alright, fair enough, fair enough. Get it down to 12. Yeah, not great. Go down to 11. Loran's Escape. So this tramples. It will lose the 2+0. So it will be an 8/8 trampler. Ah, that was a really big punt. That might definitely cost me this game. Okay, let's think about this. So we'll get one more counter. If I discard this, it will be a 5/5 trample. Sure. Okay. I guess it wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered. They would have taken 14 damage and I would have still died. Alright, pretty good multi 5. Turn 4 kill. Respectfully. Not bad. Okay, well. What are we doing here? I think Loran's Escape is pretty bad. I think I like me Reckless Rage. I like, what do I like? I don't think I need Showdown, I just want removal, so Rending Volley, Torch the Tower. This one, no. Get Lost, no. Rending Volley maybe, seems good. Yeah, I guess I could, funnily enough, wait, no, that doesn't work. Yeah, no. I was thinking for a second I could prevent them from getting gleeful with this, but that changes nothing. They will still get the goblins no matter if the artifact is destroyed or not. Yeah, alright, looks good. Okay. Just try to be faster this time. And don't mess up. Play a little bit more cautiously. What are we gonna do? 6? Okay, this is good. This is good. Very nice. Yeah, in this matchup, you just have to, or maybe generally speaking, you just have to main face a Monstrous Rage in that situation. I'm gonna bluff here. Or, I mean, I'm not even bluffing, I have something. Yeah, they're not blocking. But I really want to play the Virtuoso, of course. I don't want to play a pump spell on this. So if they would have blocked, I actually would have just played Virtuoso. I don't know. Like, Convoke? What removal did they play? Maybe they play a couple Get Lost. I mean, they're as afraid as I am with this heroic deck of Temporary Lockdown, so I'm sure the most recent lists run Get Lost. But yeah, I mean, Get Lost is not the most efficient spell against Boros Heroic. Rather bad. You want Fatal Push, you want Rending Volley, you want Fiery Impulse. Alright, take 2, go to 18. Yeah, I think I'll just pump this up. I really just want to chain pump spells and grow this thing. Alright. I think I'll just grow it. I want to connive. Then guess I'll go with the Foundry. Attack these two, that's 12 damage. Putting my opponent to 4 on turn number 3. It's very easy to kill with Virtuoso. Imagine I had like 2 more pumps there, or like another Monstrous Rage. It's just a ton. I guess another Monstrous Rage is just 2+0. You gotta be aware that the roll does not, like, you can't have multiple rolls on a creature. But yeah, I mean, like, Corrupted Courage. I guess that's just 18, is it? I guess it's not that easy to kill on turn 3. You have, like, Corrupted Courage plus. It's like 3+3, 2+2, and then, oh no, it's actually 5, 8. No, it's 18 damage. 1 Corrupted Courage, 1 Virtuoso, and 1 Monstrous Rage is just 18. Okay, opponent having a pretty good turn as well. But just 3 toughness, 3 life, and 4 toughness against 6 trample. Maybe they've done a mistake there. They should have left this untapped. Yeah. Should have left this untapped because... Yeah. Alright. Good gameplay here. Just killing people turn 4. Maybe it's their turn again now to kill me on their turn 4. We'll see. But yeah, I think I have to aggressively mulligan to Virtuoso in this matchup. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I mean, this hand looks pretty reasonable. I can make this Hoplite into like a 4/5 pretty easily. And I have a Reckless Rage. Can you mulligan a hand like this? I have a hard time doing so. I could see that you have to mulligan to Virtuoso. I just don't have enough experience to pull the trigger on that. This hand looks pretty good. Inspiring Vantage fans over here. What's the better Inspiring Vantage deck, huh? Simon thought it was heroic. Convoke, I believe, didn't have the best weekend either at the Pro Tour. Heroic is not great, though, against the Vampires deck, which is a bit, yeah, not great for the deck. Do we have the turn 4? The turn 2? Turn 2, 4/4? And the Convoke deck does that, it's just utterly broken. But, you know, it doesn't do that often, that's the thing. Like, it's not that common to happen. Yikes, okay. I'd love to have the Courage here, which would give my creature Vigilance. A little bit bad sequencing on my part there. I shouldn't have played this land before playing the pump spell. What if I draw another Vantage with the pump? Okay, I can eat the Inspector, taking 8. And shooting down the Loxodon. We can try. Oh, just attack with that. Alright. Not willing to sacrifice creatures for damage. It's a lot of damage. 8 damage is not nothing. Oh, they just have another one. Damn, nasty. It's good. It's pretty good. Yeah. Whew, okay. I think I have to start attacking. Like, I'm not winning this game the fair way. Two, 4, 10, 14, 16 damage. So I have +2, +5. +4, +2, that's 6, 11. And the next turn I can pump twice more, maybe. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Wait a minute. I have a plains in my hand, so actually might just want to pump twice with Monstrous Rage, because this plains is going to cast my Defiant Strike next turn. So that's better for my mana situation. If I go Strike into Monstrous Rage, then I'm left with 2 Monstrous Rage, and if I then draw like 2 more... Yeah, I could theoretically draw 2 more red 1-mana spells, and I wouldn't be able to cast them all because I have a plains. So splitting this up this way seems better. This is turn 4 of the game. Look at this board state. It's quite amazing, isn't it? It's pretty amazing. It makes you wonder, like, Convoke is just completely ridiculous, but it just doesn't do this all that often, right? Like, and the fail case of the deck is pretty bad. Just playing like 1-drops, you know, and like it's not terrible, but it's just not that great, not good enough for the format. So it's like either insane or either pretty mediocre. And it more often has the mediocre draws. Like, how often does something like this happen? Not very often. Okay, opponent leaves back a lot of toughness, which is smart, because I'm pretty dead. Opponent's at 9. There's a Virtuoso. Yeah. So I can get this up to 12. Okay. Kill those 2. Everybody, alright. So I can kill those 3. Play 2 creatures, jump, take 12, go to 1. Kill those 3, jump. No, I take... yeah, I take 12, I go to 1. Wow. That's amazing. I actually have a chance. Damn, okay. Hey, we've gotten to turn 5 of the game. Look at that. Something we haven't been able to achieve in the last 2 games. Alright, I mean, opponent's in the tank, so I guess I'm not dead yet. Voldaren Epicure is lethal. Land Recruiter is lethal. Another Knight Errant. Okay. Get 2 more creatures. Alright. How many of these? It's insane. Okay, so they have 5. 9, 13 toughness. I just have to attack with these two, I think. I guess I could pre-combat pump the Virtuoso in case I find like a Courage. Yeah. On the other hand, alright, what's their blocking situation? If I don't do anything and just attack, what's their blocking situation? They block here and then here with these three. Just throw everything in front. I kill these two, and then I pump up here. Alright, fair enough. I'm just gonna do this now, I think. Like, being able to hit a sorcery is just too important. Either Ancestral Anger or Courage. That was a big draw step. Unfortunately, didn't get there. Okay. I'm just hoping they do some bad blocking. But yeah, I needed to hit there. Now it's probably over. It's 2 lands in a row is too much. Block here, take 10, 14. I mean, this block is highly risky. I have one more pump, you dead. Yeah, this seems better. Okay, but this way I'll survive again, don't I? Wow, look at that. Look at that. I'm gonna survive again. And they're gonna lose a huge chunk of their board. Holy cow, this is actually great for me. Look at this. Down to 7. I mean, this Convoke deck has a lot of expendable creatures. So, yeah. Still have a ton of power, huh? But I have an 8-9. I mean, that was pretty good for me. 8-9 trample. Yeah, the power of the opponent not having the information. This is 11 damage. So not lethal. Attack of 6, okay. If I find a Monstrous Rage, I win. Or an Ancestral Anger, or a Corrupted Courage. Oh my god. 5 toughness, 12 power, 7 life. Never give up, huh? Looked pretty grim. They had a really good draw on the play. Going turn 2, Loxodon. With me having a 1-2 in play. Untapping, Reckless Raging. The 4-4 and then somehow winning. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's amazing. Did I miscount? I did miscount, huh? I did miscount, didn't I? But they also I didn't have 12, I only had 11, but they also only blocked with 4, so if they would have blocked with 1 more creature, they would have survived the Monstrous Rage. Oh my goodness. I miscounted, right? It's an 8-9, it's just why did I come up with 12? I don't know. In any case, we won that game. Whew! What a roller coaster. Yikes. Oh yeah. Nice. Play first. Sure. I guess planes here. And, yeah. Sounds good to me. Restless Anchorage. Alright. Virtuoso it is. Attack for 1. Blue-white control, huh? No Yorion though. Do you guys want to see blue-white control? I done a video on it. I think I have. somewhat recently. There was an Explorer Qualifier weekend. Oh, there's the Get Lost. Alright. Temporary lockdown would be bad. Sorry about that. Is this a game where I can play around lockdown? Maybe. Just pop these maps. Sure. Sure. No thank you. Okay. The anger. I'm angry. Another anger, okay. Maybe I should have started with an anger there. I don't know. Instead of going with the map tokens. Alright, I'm glad I did it this way, I guess. Let's see. Play Swiftspear, Rage, Anger, that's +5, +6, +3, 9, 10 damage. 3, 5, 6, +3 prowess. 10 damage. Alright. Or I go District into Anger, Rage. That's 3, no, that's 5, +2, 9 damage. I get to scry a little bit. I don't know. Seems a bit better, I guess. Permanent counters as well. Less damage, but... Ooh. Keep that. Loran's Escape. Sure. Down to 4. Pretty impressive. Damn, this deck can do damage, huh? Opponent's at 13 life. I have no creatures in play. And then they're just dead. And now they're dead again. Wow, amazing. And blue-white's gotta be a bad matchup, theoretically, right? But I guess if you can do this, it's not so bad after all. Alrighty. Is this a matchup where I want Showdown? I don't know. Definitely want these 3. I could see that Sokenzan is better than Eiganjo, actually. I don't want the Rage. And then... Escape. Escape seems alright. I mean, it's obviously worse against blue-white because of lockdown, but it does seem okay nonetheless. Could cut a Hazard or maybe a Homestead Courage. Alright. Do I want Showdown? I don't think I want that. I think my pump spells are fairly okay. I think against like Rakdos midrange or Phoenix, you probably take out like some number of pump spells, like Rage or Courage, for Showdowns and like an additional land. But against blue-white, I don't know if I want to play that long game. Maybe you want to. I would guess not. I think you just want to cheese them out and be very fast and quick. Their interaction at instant speed isn't particularly good. So your pump spells are a lot, you know, a lot less worse than they would be against Fatal Push and Lightning Axe and so on. Yeah, I can work with this hand. The haste on Legionnaire and Swiftspear is especially huge in this matchup, I think. Just being able to deal a ton of damage, as we just saw in that last game against these sorcery speed sweepers, seems pretty awesome. interesting choices here. So against No More Lies, going Courage. Courage is better. Against Lockdown, I do have the answer, so it's not that bad if they have Lockdown here for the 2 creatures. Interesting. If they have Get Lost or Marched, Courage is obviously bad. I mean, if I trade this for No More Lies, that's not that bad. It's like fine. But this might be the turn where I can cheese a bunch of damage. I'm gonna go with this line. This gets blown out by March. It's, like either of my lines run into something. I don't know. But this is the best against both Lockdown and No More Lies. You gotta take a little bit of a gamble sometimes in Magic, you know, like, sure, I'm losing against March if I do this, but hey. I'm better off against cards they play in higher numbers than March, so I just gotta go by the mathematics there. This really just looks like they're sitting on No More Lies here. In which case I will just deal more damage. They're gonna No More Lies that, huh? Yeah. Sure. I'll just deal all the damage I can. This is 8. Go to 7. Okay, cool. Go to 6. Yeah, I think Showdown of the Skalds is just not a good idea against No More Lies. What a cracking the Clue main phase. That is a good sign for me. And there you go. Blue-white control. I mean, I'm a bit surprised by that win because my opponent kept the 7, right? Yeah. The way I played really worked out. They might have kept the 7 with like double No More Lies and the deuce and some lands, you know. Maybe a Teferi. And the way I played, I made that particular hand really bad. Yeah. Huge decision on turn 2. Do you play Virtuoso or do you go for double Courage? I made the right choice. I made the right call there. And can you fault them for keeping a hand that doesn't have an answer to a 1-drop? Maybe not, honestly. Like if you have a hand like multiple No More Lies, the deuce, you're on the play, it's gotta be a keep, right? Tough luck. Yeah, tough luck. And shows the power of this deck, I guess. That on the draw, I was able to cheese out a win here against the 7-card hand from the opponent. Not bad. All right, good stuff so far. Play first, indeed. Yeah, no, this ain't gonna work for me. Sure, we have a land, but not a second one, and our land comes into play tapped. Now I'm mulling into 5. It's second mull to 5 in the third match here. I mean, we are low on lands, but we also don't need many lands. We just need 2 to operate pretty well. And the deck has a bunch of cantripping cards, so even if you just have 2 lands, as long as you have like Ancestral Anger and Defiant Strike, you can go from there. Okay. Just gonna bottom these 2, I guess. Yeah, this seems good. Alright, we're starting off with a mistake. Oops. Dealing myself with unnecessary damage. Ay, what am I doing? It's the jet lag, guys. It's early in the morning. What can I say? Aussies. This is the Vampires deck? That might be a bad matchup. I mean, that is definitely a bad matchup. Not just might be, it is a bad matchup. Yeah, we'll see, I guess. No fader push. I will just do the thing. That's all I got. Is it good enough? Vein Ripper. Vein Ripper in jump block mode, maybe? That'd be funny. Reacher! Nice. I mean, it would have been enough if I wouldn't have drawn this Defiant Strike. Preacher would have been enough to stop me. Turn 4 kill. Mulligan to 5, turn 4 kill, turn 4 kill. Ay. Pretty good, pretty good. Okay. Reckless Rage. So we're playing against vampires. I think Showdown is good. So at least what Simon boarded in. And yeah, I think it's just good. Like it's not particularly good against turn 3 Vein Ripper, but you know what is good against turn 3 Vein Ripper? Nothing. So so this is the least grindy card. This is the most, you know, ideally damage and kill you type of card. Reckless Rage. I don't know. It's good against Preacher, but Preacher is a bit slow. Could cut some creatures. I think I want Loran's Escape. What are the Defiant Strike and Anger have to be my best pump spells because they cycle. This card is not particularly good here because it's so bad against Fatal Push and Blood Tithe Harvester. Especially when I'm on the draw, they can just kill it with Blood Tithe. So I could see like trimming there, trimming a couple copies here. And then I'm not sure about the Courage. It seems kind of nice with the Conniving. Gives you multiple pumps. Maybe the Reckless Rage is just not that impressive. I don't know. I don't know. Could see going lower on pump spells. The lower you go on pump spells, the worse sort of your entire deck becomes, I think. Punt mulligans. I have an interesting hand. 2 protection spells, but also 2 pump spells. I'm gonna try it. Yeah, I mean, Preacher obviously a pretty awesome card. I wonder if I even should play the Swiftspear into removal. Probably not. Do I play Spikefield? Spikefield doesn't work very well with all these 1 mana white cards. Maybe I should just play Forge into Forge. Interesting situation. Like obviously you want to get the Painless Mountain into play, but on the other hand, 4 white cards in hand, so making a land drop that is not a white card could be awkward down the line. Sure. Showdown, okay. I think I might just Courage this up because I can't protect this from a Fatal Push anyways, right? I mean I can, but then the Harvester is enabled, so if I just pass here, they can just -2, then I play Protection, and then they play Fatal Push. I guess that way they lose the Harvester, which is good for me. If I go Courage, they can just Fatal Push and attack me for free. Alright, fine, I'll just pass. Okay, that's actually good for me, probably. If I get to keep my creature, I'm happy. Nothing. I wonder if I should cycle my Defiant Strike. Next turn, go for Courage. I think I will cycle my Defiant Strike. Ah, man, I could Fatal Push this in response. Can I beat a Fatal Push here even? I mean, if they had Fatal Push, they probably would have just minused here, right? That'd be some next level stuff if they had Fatal Push. Because if they have Fatal Push, you just minus, I play Protection, and then you Fatal Push it, right? Super weird to not use this at all. I don't know. Super weird. Go for Courage. Then attack. I could go for another Courage, technically. They could double block me. Nah. It's interesting spot. So do I strike here for 2 more damage? Then I only have 1 protection up. I think I played this a little slower. Maybe I should have actually Couraged. They don't want to sacrifice a blood. I can see Couraging because I guess no, it actually doesn't change much, does it? Indestructible, hexproof, or protection. I think it's just Loran's Escape is just. There's no, I guess, Path of Peril, huh? Sure. Okay, fine. Path of Peril, Loran's Escape goes around that. God's Willing can deal a ton of damage, though. With the... I think I don't want that. Okay, so no Fatal Push, obviously. Yeah, now they can't sack this turn, so I don't know. I think they should have done... Yeah, they should have played differently. Attack. Yeah, I think I'll just use the Defiant Strike. Just so I get to draw a card. Missed out on 2 damage, which is not insignificant. Three cards in hand. Okay, I will attack. And then play Virtuoso. And if they block, I can Spikefield their face to eat this. No blocks, okay. You can definitely see the strength of this deck. It's pretty powerful. Just the efficiency of the spells, the hard punch, the creatures. I like the Showdown as well. Which is worse? Flashback is a nice ability, but the Spikefield Hazard is just not particularly good here. Just put away the flashback card, I guess, for value. Another escape. How do I feel about that? Sure, I guess why not? Okay. I actually didn't make the math, but I don't think I had lethal there. I had like +4, +6, +7. It's 10. I had 10 damage. I will just pass with the escape up here. I won't use any of my pumps. It's too important to have this creature in play. Especially with the Showdown next turn, I'll have infinite damage. Yeah. The auto tap are keeping up the cavern. I guess they only have colorless options, so never mind. The way they have a chance is by having a blocker, like a Dust Legion Zealot. This is already plenty damage, isn't it? I think I don't need this. So I want to find an answer to like a Dust Legion Zealot. Bane Ripper. Rending Volley. Okay, I think I got him. There's no Vampires deck plays anything that can do anything here. Pretty smooth deck so far. Not gonna lie. I like it. I mean, this is a bad matchup. But yeah, you can, I mean, it's sort of the thing about Pioneer or Explorer. They even supposedly bad matchups can be pretty close. And that's the nice thing, right? Like, there's no, in Modern, for example, or some older formats, there's like more like these 80-20 matchups. I think Pioneer is pretty good in that regard right now, or Explorer. Where, you know, sure, Phoenix might be ahead against this, or Rakdos Flight Pass might be ahead against that, but the underdogs in those matchups still have a fighting chance, and that's exciting. That's good. That's good for gameplay. It's good for the format. All right. Well, I think that was enough of a showcase of Boros Heroic. I think, yeah, this deck is pretty awesome. It might just be the best, or is the best aggressive deck in the format right now. Can withstand hate by boarding in Showdown of the Skalds. It has a lot of cheap protection spells against removal and just kills very quickly. I suppose this and Boros Convoke sort of fight for, hey, who's the better aggro deck in the format? But yeah, Boros Heroic definitely has a case, as you can see, for it to be the best deck, the best aggro deck. All right, guys, that was that. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I see you in the next one. Take care.